Hello everyone, and welcome back to English Sprout TV, where learning English is easy, natural, and fun. I'm Alex.
And I'm Emma. It is so great to be here with you today. Grab your coffee or your tea, get comfortable, and let's learn some real English together.
Today, Emma and I are going to solve one of the biggest mysteries in English grammar. We are talking about two tiny words that cause massive confusion for English learners all over the world. Those two words are of and from.
Oh, yes. These two little prepositions are so tricky. Just yesterday, a student asked me, Emma, should I say I received a gift of my mother or I received a gift from my mother?
Exactly. It's so easy to mix them up because in many languages, of and from translate to the exact same word. But in English, they have very different jobs. By the end of this podcast, you will never confuse them again. We are going to look at the golden rules, the common mistakes, and even the secret tricks native speakers use.
So let's dive right in. Let's start with the absolute basics, the golden rule.
The golden rule is actually very simple. We use the word of to show a connection, a relationship, or possession. It shows that two things belong together.
Right. Think of as the glue that connects two nouns. For example, we say a cup of coffee. We don't say a cup from coffee. The coffee belongs inside the cup. Or the Queen of England. She has a relationship with England. It is her kingdom.
Another great example is when we talk about parts of a whole. A slice of pizza, the roof of the house, the capital of France. In all these cases, we are showing a connection or possession.
Now, what about from? We use from to show an origin, a source, or a starting point. It answers the question, where did this come from? Or when did this start?
Exactly. If I say, I received a letter from my mother, the letter originated with my mother. She is the source. If I say I am from Spain, Spain is my origin. It is where my life started.
Let's compare them side by side to really see the difference. Imagine we are talking about a person. I can say he is the president of the United States, or I can say he is from the United States.
That's a brilliant example. In the first sentence, president of, we are talking about his job, his title, his connection to the country. In the second sentence, from the United States, we are talking about his birthplace, his origin. Same country, completely different meanings.
Here's another one that learners always get wrong. Let's talk about friends. I can introduce someone and say, this is a friend of mine. Or I can say, this is a friend from college.
Let's break that down. A friend of mine is a very common native expression. It means one of the friends in my group of friends. It shows possession. But a friend from college tells us the origin of the friendship. Where did we meet? We met at college.
So remember, of connects things. From shows where things come from. Write that down.
Okay, now that we have the basic rule, we need to talk about the biggest trap in English. The phrase that makes almost every English learner cry.
Oh no, I know exactly what you were talking about. Made of versus made from.
Yes, this is a classic test question, but more importantly, it is something you will use every single day when you are shopping or describing objects. So what is the difference between made of and made from?
The secret is all about change. We use made of when the material has not changed its basic physical nature. You can still see the original material and you can touch it.
For example, if I knock on this wooden table, I can say this table is made of wood. Why? Because it still looks like wood, it feels like wood, and it smells like wood. The wood just changed shape, but it is still wood.
Another example, her beautiful ring is made of gold. You can still see the gold. My favorite shirt is made of cotton. You can still feel the cotton. The material is exactly the same. It was just cut and shaped into a new object.
But what happens when the material completely transforms? What happens when a chemical change occurs and you can't see the original material anymore?
That is when we use made from. We use made from when the original material has been completely changed or transformed during the manufacturing process.
Let's look at paper. You cannot look at a piece of white paper and see a tree, right? But paper comes from trees, so we say paper is made from wood. The The wood was crushed, mixed with water and chemicals, and transformed into something completely different.
What about wine or cheese? You don't look at a glass of wine and see grapes, so we say wine is made from grapes, and cheese is made from milk. The milk was processed and changed into cheese.
Let's do a quick quiz for our listeners. Imagine you are eating a cake. The cake has sugar and eggs in it. You cannot see the eggs or the raw sugar anymore. So do you say the cake is made of sugar or made from sugar?
Great question. Because the ingredients were mixed, baked, and completely transformed, the cake is made from sugar and eggs. But if you are eating a salad and the bowl is wooden, the bowl is made of wood.
Perfect. Just remember the transformation rule. If you can still see the material, use of. If it transformed into something new, use from.
All right, we've covered objects and origins. Now let's talk about feelings and states of being. In English, many adjectives are permanently married to a specific preposition. You just have to memorize them.
Let's start with adjectives that take the word of. Usually, of is used with feelings, mental states, or measurements. For example, if you have a fear, you are afraid of something. I am afraid of spiders. She is terrified of the dark.
We also use of to talk about pride and abilities. If you did a great job at work, your boss might be proud of you. I'm so proud of my students. And if you have the skill to do something, you are capable of doing it. She is capable of running a marathon.
Another very common one in daily conversation is being annoyed or exhausted by something. We say tired of. I am tired of the rain. I am tired of eating the same food every day. Notice we don't say tired from. Even if the rain makes you physically exhausted, the grammar rule is always tired of.
Now, what about adjectives that use from? We usually use from with adjectives that show distance, separation, or difference. For example, if two things are not the same, they are different from each other. American English is different from British English.
Yes, never say different than or different to in formal English. Different from is the most natural and correct choice. Another one is safe from. When I am inside my house, I am safe from the storm. Or absent from. Why was Alex absent from the meeting yesterday?
So feelings and abilities usually take of, proud of, afraid of, capable of. Distance and separation usually take from, far from, different from, safe from.
Okay, we are doing great. We have one final very important category to cover before our role play. We need to talk about verbs, specifically verbs that completely change their meaning depending on whether you use of or from.
Oh, I love these. The first one is the verb to hear. What is the difference between hear of and hear from?
This is so useful for daily life. If you hear of something or someone, it means you simply know they exist. You are aware of them. For example, have you ever heard of the band Radiohead? It means, do you know their name? Do you know they exist?
Exactly. But if you hear from someone, it means you receive direct communication from them. A phone call, an email, a text message. I haven't heard from my brother in 3 weeks. This means he hasn't called or texted me.
Let's put them in one sentence to see the magic. I have heard of the new restaurant in town, but I haven't heard from the owner yet about my job interview. Boom. Heard of means I know it exists. Heard from means I am waiting for a phone call.
That is so clear. Let's talk about a slightly darker but very common English phrase, to die. Do you die of something or die from something?
This is a very subtle difference that even native speakers sometimes mix up, but here's the best rule to follow. We generally use die of for direct internal causes, usually diseases or illnesses. He died of cancer. She died of a heart attack.
But we use die from for external causes, accidents, or consequences of an event. He died from his injuries after the car crash. Many people in history have died from lack of clean water. Internal illness equals die of. External event or consequence equals die from.
Finally, let's talk about health and protection. If you are sick with a specific disease or condition, you always suffer from. My grandfather suffers from asthma. She suffers from terrible headaches. We never say suffer of.
And if you want to keep someone safe, you protect them from danger.
Wear a jacket to protect yourself from the cold. We must protect the forest from fire.
Wow, Emma, we have covered so much today. Possession, origin, materials, feelings, and verbs. It's a lot of information, but you make it so easy to understand.
Thank you, Alex. And the best way to make all of this stick in your brain is to see it in action. So let's do a quick role play. Listeners, pay close attention and see if you can spot the ofs and the froms.
Hey, Emma, did you hear from Sarah today?
No, I haven't heard from her since Tuesday, but I heard of her new business idea. She wants to open a bakery.
Oh, wow. I know she makes amazing bread. Is it made from organic wheat?
Yes, the bread is made from organic wheat and the packaging is made of recycled paper. She is very proud of her eco-friendly concept.
That's fantastic. I just hope she protects herself from getting too tired. Baking is hard work.
I agree. I'm already tired of just thinking about waking up at 4 a.m.
And that is a wrap on our role play. Did you catch them all? Heard from Sarah, waiting for her communication. Heard of her idea, knowing the idea exists. Made from wheat. The wheat was transformed into bread. Made of recycled paper. You can still see the paper. Proud of her feeling of accomplishment. Protect from keeping safe from exhaustion. And tired of being annoyed by the thought of waking up early.
You guys are doing amazing. Prepositions are like the little keys that unlock fluent English. Once you master of and from, your sentences will instantly sound more native and natural.
Now it is time for your English Sprout TV homework. We want you to practice right now in the comment section below.
Yes, here is your prompt. We want you to write 2 sentences in the comments. Sentence number 1, tell us about an object in your room and what it is made of. Sentence number 2, tell us about a food or drink you love and what it is made from.
For example, I will write, my desk is made of wood. My favorite orange juice is made from fresh oranges.
Perfect. Go down to the comments right now and write your sentences. Alex and I are going to be in the comments for the next hour, liking and correcting your grammar.
It really helps us when you engage in the comments, and it helps you practice your writing. Also, if you found this podcast helpful, please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to English Sprout TV. It really helps the channel grow and helps us bring more free lessons to learners all over the world.
And don't forget, if you want to practice speaking with an AI, check out the link in our description for our special English practice tools.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Keep practicing, keep sprouting your English skills, and never be afraid to make mistakes.
We will see you in the next episode of English Sprout TV. Bye, everyone.
See you next time.